Hello everyone and welcome back to the Oscars Video Adventures YouTube channel, and it is another Euro 2024 video for you with the Euro 2024 results and fixtures round up for the third round in the group stage. Kick off this video then by discussing Scotland versus Hungary. Hungary narrowly beat Scotland to send them out of the competition. This was done in the 93rd minute with a goal in the last minute sending Scotland out. Scotland needed to win, but that goal just added insult to injury. Apologies, that goal was actually scored in the 100th minute by Sabov for Hungary in added time, which I think there was like 11 minutes added on, and that was one of the last kicks of the game. On to the stats then. 4 shots for Scotland compared to 14 shots for Hungary. Many more chances created, many more shots. 5 shots on target for Hungary, suggesting they were a lot more clinical, and 42% possession for Hungary, but they were more useful with their possession, suggesting they probably should have won by more, judging on these stats. Hang on then, and just before we do, I would like to say ignore the top of the screen where it says Group E. It's supposed to be Group A. I made a slight mistake there, but the man of the match goes to the goal scorer, Kevin Sabov. This is the last round of fixtures. The other game in Group A kicked off at the same time, and this was the game I actually chose to watch. Switzerland versus Germany. 8 o'clock kickoff in Group A. It finished 1-1 with the Swiss taking the lead. Lead came from endeavour in the 28th minute before the Germans snatched a 1-1 draw in the final minutes of the game in crunch time with a 92-minute equaliser from who else but super sub Nicholas Fulkrook. Everyone, but my stats sheet's a bit off. But Germany had 18 shots to Switzerland's 4, but they both had 3 shots on target, suggesting that Switzerland were clinical despite having a limited number of shots, and that proved to be true in the game, as Switzerland had very few attacks, but when they did go forward, they looked penetrating and they really looked like they meant business with what they were doing, and they were an organised side, able to break this Germany side down despite the Germans' 67% possession. Switzerland's impressive defensive display and decent and penetrating display going forward was rewarded with their captain Granit Xhaka getting man of the match, which also sent Switzerland through in second place in Group A. Next day we saw the third round of fixtures in Group B kick off. The group of death started with a cracker in the third round of fixtures, with Croatia going up against Italy. Croatia needed a win to stay in the tournament, but they only got a draw, meaning they were out of the competition. A bit of a disappointment for the Croatians. Modric opened the scoring on 55 minutes, and it looked like Croatia were going to go through as they had a strong hold on this game, but heartbreaking for them was that Italy scored in the 98th minute, the 8th minute of added time, sending Croatia out with the last kick of the game. As for the stats then, Italy had more shots, suggesting that Croatia rode their luck at times, with Italy's 12 shots to their 6. 4 on target for Croatia, which suggests though they rode their luck at times, Italy weren't clinical enough, and Italy had more possession with 54% possession. Despite Croatia leaving the tournament, disappointingly, Luka Modric wins the man of the match. Albania managed to get a 1-1 draw against Spain, meaning Spain finished top of the group, but Albania go out despite putting in some impressive performances. Spain opened the scoring on the 13th minute. Albania did strike back, but it wasn't enough for them to go through, with Spain having 16 shots to Albania's 10, 4 on target though for Albania, meaning it showed that they gave a good account of themselves in this game, and as the group as a whole, Spain had 59% possession, which eventually killed the Albanian momentum off. Ferran Torres, the only goal scorer for Spain, wins the man of the match. Netherlands versus Austria next, and this game it did 3-2 to Austria. Many people's dark horses for the tournament. Austria went through top of the group ahead of favourites France, while the Netherlands only scraped through on the third place rule. It was lucky for them, as Ronald Koeman probably would have lost his job had they not got through. Austria scored their first goal, virtue of an own goal by Netherlands' Daniel Malen. Then in the 47th minute we saw Cody Gakpo equalise. Then Austria took back the lead in the 59th minute, sending shockwaves to the Netherlands system. On the 75th minute, Memphis Depay thought he'd got a equalising goal that would be decisive. However, Marcel Sabitzer put an end to that with an 80th minute winner for Austria. Borussia Dortmund's Champions League finalist Marcel Sabitzer wins the man of the match. On to a shock result that sent shockwaves amongst fans and pundits alike, with France drawing 1-1 with Poland. Poland, who were already out the competition, held France to 1-1 draw, which meant France finished second in the group and got the so-called harder side of the draw. The 2018 World Champions really fumbled the bag on this one, as they finish ahead of the Netherlands but behind Austria. And they would have lost the game had it not been for a penalty that Kylian Mbappe, the new Real Madrid man, dispatched on the 56th minute. But Robert Lewandowski equalised on the 79th minute to rescue a point for Poland, despite the fact it doesn't mean anything. Poland went out the tournament with a bit of pride. And Skorupski wins the man of the match for this game, having come in place of the number one shot stopper for Poland, Juventus' Wojciech Szczesny. To England's group in Group C then, after a pretty fiery performance from the Danes in their second group game against England, they didn't pull out all the stops against Serbia. With a 0-0 draw, this also sealed this group's fate as the group with the least goals in the competition group stage. 10 shots for Denmark, 5 for Serbia, 3 shots on target for Denmark, 1 shot on target for Serbia, which suggests that if anyone deserved to win this game, it would have been Denmark. However, Serbia held them to a 0-0 draw. And Christian Eriksen wins yet another Man of the Match award. Game that helped seal the group's fate as the least amount of goals in the tournament for one individual group was this game, England versus Slovenia. And before we continue, can you spot my error? Much like England's load of errors in this game. In this game, we saw a 0-0 draw, but that really doesn't tell the whole story, and nor does the stats. England were outfought and outplayed by Slovenia, and if anyone deserved to win this game, it was the Slovenians. Despite England having 12 shots and 4 on target, we were sluggish in our passing, no creativity once again, just like against Denmark, and we really looked breath of ideas because we just couldn't create anything. A poor performance going into the knockout stages. Slovenia played well. It also sees England finish top of the group, but barely. And Sirkin wins the man of the match, which is representative of Slovenia's very good performance. It's another 0-0 draw took place between Ukraine and Belgium, but the 0-0 draw sealed Belgium's fate, meaning they go through to the round of 16, and Ukraine also go out due to their goal difference being poor, as to start the third round, all of the four teams were on 3 points, but with Ukraine's goal difference being a lot less than the others, they go out. It was split 40-60 in terms of the possession, with Ukraine having more possession. 13 shots for Belgium, they both had 4 on target. Pretty even game by all standards. A standard even 0-0 draw. And Belgium's Kevin De Bruyne wins the man of the match. I now realise what my error was. I got the Slovakian logo and the Slovenia logo mixed round the wrong way in the different games, but the flags are correct, so look at the flags. As for this game for Slovakia against Romania, it sealed Slovakia's fate with a 0-0 draw, sending them through to the round of 16, where they played England, which we will talk about in the round of 16 video. 59% possession for Slovakia, 13 shots, 4 shots on target. 41% possession for Romania, 9 shots on target, 9 shots and 5 on target. 50-50 in terms of duels won. Napoli's Lobotka wins the man of the match. A major upset coming up next, as Georgia shockingly beat Portugal 2-0. Despite this, though, Portugal finished top of their group, but Georgia go out, but barely, with their heads held high, having impressed in their first tournament. Despite what the stats suggest, Georgia held firm, and with Portugal's 22 shots, even though they had 5 shots on target to Georgia's 3, Georgia, I'd probably say, were a bit more clinical in terms of shots on target, in terms of the percentage of their shots. Kvaratskhelia, sorry if I butchered that name, scored in the second minute, but Georgia extended their lead in the 57th minute with a penalty. Portugal, despite their wave of shots and wave of pressure, were not able to score, and Georgia held on for an impressive 2-0 win. And the match is Kvaratskhelia being a presence on that left flank for Georgia, and a big reason why they managed to get the victory. Turkey beat out Czech Republic 2-1 for Turkey to go through, being many people's dark horses, along with Austria. Can they go even further, though? Turkey had more possession, more shots, but less shots on target. Overall, though, Turkey did deserve to win this game. Thomas Souček scored in the 66th minute for Czech Republic, but that wasn't enough, as Çalhanoğlu scored in the 51st minute, and then Tosin won the game in the 94th minute for Turkey. Inter Milan's Hakan Çalhanoğlu wins the man of the match. I come to the end of the video, and sorry for all the few of the mistakes in the video. These do take a lot of time to make, and some of the finer details might not be up to scratch, but the main premise is there. But if you enjoyed this video, go on to like it, and if you've enjoyed my videos for a while now, consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon for another video.